But we'll see what happens. And I've saw this. People are and a lot of people hate big corporations, but we all work for them. Now, if you get big corporations moving out of New York, that's going to deteriorate the whole city. So you need rich people. You need people in the middle. You need people who are broke. You need the whole batch. So when this guy Mandani gets in, he's saying, I'm going to give you free buses, free this, free that, free food, free stores, free this. Where's he going to get the money from? All of you New Yorkers, that's where he's going to get it from. And he's going to give it away to all these people who don't deserve it. People who are not even citizens of the country, let alone citizens of New York. So he wants to take care of them. That's very, very nice. You're a nice person if you want to take care of people who are broke. But you can't take away from people who've been there and worked there their whole lives and give it to somebody who broke the law, came in and don't even belong here. Now you make this middle-class family hurt. They can't survive either. And then if you're taking it away from the upper class, you make them move. It's a chain reaction. You can't look at one thing. John Kennedy said one thing that stuck with me my whole life. He was telling the country when he ran, don't ask what your government and your country could do for you. Think about what you could do for your country and the other people. So if you don't care about the other people, just yourself, you end up hurting yourself. You can't take from one and give to another. You're always going to, when you do that, there's always somebody getting hurt. So I don't know what's going to go on in New York, and we'll see. I think it's the 4th. It's the election, and they'll let you know who won. And then you're going to live with who you hire. Listen, you know what the problem is? Is that a lot of these kids coming out of college are taught really bad. And they don't understand the economy, the country. They don't understand it. And that has to be the guys going for a guy who is literally almost a communist. Who's voting for him? Who would vote for Sliwa? So I think you're left with the only option, in my opinion, would be Como. And I don't like him either. So I think you're stuck.
Next question from Arizona Dog on TikTok. Did Johnny Curry really chase you with a weed whacker?
Did who?
Johnny Curry.
Johnny Curry?
Mm-hmm. Chase you with a weed whacker?
Johnny Curry chased me with a weed whacker. I don't think so. I don't remember that.
I think you got the wrong Sammy, Arizona Dog. Next question. Michael on TikTok. Did you ever meet Jerry Orbach? He was in a restaurant with Crazy Joe Gallo when he was hit.
No, I didn't meet him. I didn't meet him. No, I was in the mob, but I was younger then. Well, he had to be Crazy Joe Gallo's one of his bodyguards. They went out to dinner that night when he got shot and killed. I don't remember the bodyguard. No, I don't know.
Polly Walnuts on TikTok would like to know, how much money did you leave on the streets when it all ended?
Almost $1.5 million.
Christian on Instagram says, I'm a huge mob history fan and I've seen every doc series on the mob and on you. If you could go back and change one thing from the life, what would it be and why?
One thing and why? There's a lot of things I would like to change. But everything I did in my life, the good, the bad, and the ugly, made me who I am today. I'm happy at what I am today. So I don't know. I mean, I could always pick out something to say I would change this, but I don't know if I would be the way I am now. So everybody is a product of what they were, how they grew up, who their family member was, who their friends were, what neighborhood you came out of. So I don't know, pick one thing. There's a lot of things I would like to change, but unfortunately I can't. So I don't, think about that often. But I'm happy at what I am now, and I think everything combined made me what I am today.
Here's a good question from Logan B916. Hey, Sammy, my name is Logan. I'm from Sacramento, California. As a 23-year-old who has spent most of his life in jail, is there any advice I can get?
At 23, you've put already most of your life in jail? Well, listen, you're young enough to know what prison is like, because you spent a lot of time. You know you don't want to do that. So go out and go to work. Go to school, go to work. And there's a lot of things that you can make money, make a living, a good living, and not go to prison. A lot of things. You could become a cop, a garbage man. You could become so many different things. You can learn a trade, be a carpenter, a plumber. You get a plumber to come to your house. The toilet bowl is broken. He's in your house 15 minutes. Before you know it, you walked out, you got a bill of $165. They make money. They deserve it. They make money. They work hard. That's what you should do. You're 23. You got plenty of time to change your life, find your God in your life, and go on with your life. You had a good lesson by being in prison. You don't need me to give you advice. You need to know what you went through and why. And you can go forward as a hardworking, good guy, never worried about who's behind you or prison again. That's my advice to you.
Fez212 wants to know, did you ever hear mob guys in the life use the term sleeping with the fishes, or was that just a Hollywood thing?
I think it's a Hollywood thing, but I think I've heard that before. Because years ago, a lot of times they would take you out on a boat. They would kill you. They'd pull you in a metal tank so you never come up, filled with concrete or steel, and throw you overboard. And so I think there may have been a guy or two or three may have said things like that. Where's Lefty Louie? He's sleeping with the fish. Because they don't want to get caught on tape. Hollywood picked that up, and then they all used that term. I never used that term, I don't think. But they used that term to avoid getting caught on tape. Everybody was a little concerned about getting caught on tape, so they used different terms like that.
Okay. Alstar and Chino both want shout-outs. Can you give them shout-outs?
Al what?
Alstar.
Alstar.
And Chino.
And Chino.
Chino.
Oh, and Chino.
Are you saying it with a CH?
What?
Like chia.
Chia? Chia.
Okay, let's get back into super chats. Oh, and just so you guys know, if I don't get your super chats today, I do have your questions. I will get it to you next week. I'll get to them and we'll start it at the top of the hour. So, guys, everybody in the super chat, try to see what the others are asking in the super chat, because if you're putting a super chat in there and everybody's asking about the same question, it's all about Huck. He already answered it a couple of times. I just want you guys to know that. I have Boz Drums. Sammy, much respect and love to you, boss. What is your insight on the recent NBA gambling bust?
I think these guys blew it. They were greedy, stupid, and now they're going to go to jail for it, and they blew this whole thing out of the water. You're running a game and you're cutting it and you're making money. Why would you cheat everybody? Why would you threaten people who didn't pay or couldn't pay and just work out a deal? I've never seen greed and stupidity at this point. You have a coach who made $100 million. Then he's given $1 million a game. You want to be part of a scam like this? You got a young kid growing up who's got a tremendous career, and you want to dump the game by missing on purpose and trying to make a cheap-ass bet where you pick up 10, 20, 30,000 and you threw your career out the window? Because that's what you did. The coach will be thrown out of the Hall of Fame, in my opinion. He will never be a coach again. The kid there was playing, I can't think of his name. He'll be barred from the NBA. It's stupid. It's stupid. It's greed that's right in front of you. Sometimes you got greed that flows in front of you. You got to say, no, this could destroy my life. Especially when you're doing good. They were not doing good. They're doing great. And you put this on the line for a few bucks. Enjoy the money you made, and you kiss your career and everything go. And maybe you'll even do a little time. I don't know. But I think it's dumb. These are two of them, so I'm going to call them Dumb and Dumber for doing what they did.
Okay, I have D in the super chat. What is the biggest difference between the mob and the cartel? It seems like they don't have control over their people and random crime is good for them.
No, the difference is that the Mafia doesn't kill families, members, kids, and shit like that. They're pretty particular. You know, they'll kill you. You took an oath. You're a made guy. You're a dangerous guy. They'll kill you if you break the rules. Even if you cooperate, like I did. They didn't go after to try to kill my wife or my son or my daughter. There was an attempt by some asshole to hurt my kid. It didn't work. But the cartels are known for killing women, children, stuff like that. If you cooperate, they'll kill your whole family. Now, there's nowhere in the world that that's a good thing. Everybody will hate you for that. They don't hate each other for killing each other because we broke rules. We knew the life, we broke rules, and we got killed. And people don't hate that. They understand that. But killing, if some guy flipped, going in there and killing his wife and his kids, what did they do? They done nothing. And people will hate you for things like that. So that distinctly, that's one of the things, that's a big thing that separates the cartels from us. I don't know why they learned that from an early age and they carry it through. The mob don't even kill anymore. They stopped that. Now, a lot of people knock it, but I think it's a good move. It was a smart move. Enough with the killing. So, and you're getting the law off your back by doing that. You're getting people who don't hate you off your back. It's a good move. The cartels should look at that and say, this is what we should be doing. Not killing innocent people. Once you do that, you broke a line of everybody. People don't do that. Normal people. Even in the mob, there's normal people. I mean, I was asked to kill a kid once. I refused. Paul Castellano told me, you put your life on the line, you don't even know this kid. I don't have to know him. He's 12. I'm not going to kill him. And Paul gave me a kiss on the cheek and said, good. So that's the difference between the cartel and the mafia. We all pull the trigger, we all kill the same way, but not to that extent. They kill women and children, we don't. I think that's the biggest difference. And we deal in construction in a lot of different things. They deal mostly in drugs. That's their number one ticket, and that's all they do. Or they'll smuggle people, or they'll use children as bait, bringing them across, selling them. We don't do those things. So we have a different mentality. There's a lot of good guys who are in cartels, and I met a lot of guys in prison that I liked, were good guys, and some of them were like dealing with a fucking wild animal. And they really weren't all that tough, some of them. So, I don't know. That's the difference.
So back in your super chat, shout out to Scott Wages. He just envelope to you, no question or comment. Scott Wages. Shout out.
Wages?
Mm-hmm. Scott.
Stop?
Scott.
Oh, Scott. She's not talking English now. Scott Wages.
Yes. Hi, Scott.
Hi, Scott.
Okay, let's get back into your other super
You know, it's a bitch. I'm 81. I'm pushing 81. I'm losing my eyesight a little bit. I'm losing my fucking hearing a little bit. It's crazy. When you get older, that's what happens. All these things happen. Now, I know all those questions with Huck. And listen, he was sick for a long time. He was 77, and he died in prison. I'm probably not too far behind. And so that's normal in life. We get older, we die. It's part of life. Now, he didn't die a violent life. He's been in prison, which is a bitch to die there, more than likely. I know I wouldn't want to die in there. And I hope that some of these people get like this relief where they can go home for health reasons and die at home. There's a lot of names I could pick out, mafiosos who are in there, and they're in the same situation. They have long sentences, they did a lot of bad things, and they can't get out even when they're dying of cancer or dying in prison. Some people get out, a lot of people can't. And it's a bitch to die that way. So, even though I was mad at Huck, because he had a contract to come out and kill me, he tried. I'm mad about that. But he's there. When I get there, I'll discuss it with him.
Could I actually ask you a question about that? Because Provost in your super chat actually just lost his, hang on a second. Yes, Provost, I'm going to ask your question. There's no need for disgruntledness. But before I do that, hang on. I'm going to give Sterling to ask a couple of questions from TikTok, and I'll be right back.
This one's a little bit more like a comment, but I have Bam Bam on TikTok who says, "How are you doing, Sammy? I'd love to shake your hand one day. Carmine Galante is my grandfather's cousin."
Carmine Galante was a tough guy, a real tough guy in the life. I didn't know him well. I knew of him. And then I did see him in Brooklyn before he was killed. But he was a real tough guy.
Also on TikTok, I have Yanny Cowboys. Why is the mob in New York City so much more popular than the other cities and states?
I don't know. New York became the hub of the country. The stock market was there. Everything was there. It was a big population. New York had 8 million people. The states that weren't that big at that time. And New York had 5 families that created the commission. The other states didn't have that. They listened to rules from the commission, but the rules from the commission and the bosses were from New York, all of them, all 5 of them. So I think that's why the Mafia became very strong and very powerful in the New York area, more than most states.
I have Rit Steel Guitars on TikTok. Did you know anyone named Tony Tiano. I worked with him and he was a jeweler for you.
What?
A jeweler.
A jeweler? I don't remember the guy. I don't remember the name. But I did buy some jewelry back in the days, but I don't remember him. I know we dealt with a few jewelers. Joe Watts had a friend of his who was a jeweler, who we used to get a lot of the stuff made with him. But it was great to hear, but I don't remember.
Got another question from TikTok. This is from Furry the Guinea Pig. Was the son of Sam Italian?
Was the what?
Son of Sam Italian?
Was the son of Sam Italian? No, I don't think so.
Was his last name Burke or something?
His name was Berkowitz. I think he was a Jew. He heard the name. He heard what to do from his neighbor's dog. He was a fucking wacko. But I think he was Jewish. His name was Berkowitz. So I think he was a Jew. No, he wasn't Italian.
Okay, so I'm going to get back into the super chat. The question that I have is, and this was another question about Huck. Hi, Sam. Do you have any thoughts on Huck Carbonaro's death? And could you talk about how he ended in your crew?
How he ended up in my crew? He ended up in my crew. Stymie brought him to me. Stymie knew him. He was partners with his brother-in-law, who was a drug dealer. And he knew Stymie, and he went to Stymie, and he was holding a couple of $100,000 and some drugs for his brother-in-law, who he didn't like. Stymie brought him to me. So I said, listen, we'll take the money, we'll take the drugs. You could tell your brother-in-law that you got robbed. Somebody came in and robbed you. We'll set up a fake robbery. And he was a little worried about his brother-in-law. His brother-in-law was a tough guy. So I told him, listen, don't worry about your brother-in-law. Tell him what we're telling you to say. If he gives you a problem, we'll kill him. So you don't have to worry about nothing. He finally agreed. I think we took about 300 and something thousand. We gave Huck 50. I think me and Stymie split 100,000 each, and we put another 100,000 and a little less than 100,000 into the crew. I made envelopes for everybody, and we backed him up. His brother-in-law didn't say shit, and then he told his brother-in-law he wasn't going to work anymore. He was hooking up with guys who were in the Mafia, who was me. I met his brother-in-law one day. I said, I understand Huck got robbed one day. Is everything okay with that? He says, yeah, we can't find out who it is. I said, Huck is with us now. If you ever need help to find out who did it, give me a holler. He left Huck alone. Huck came from a real scummy area. Once he got in and I started to like him, I helped him with some money and my connections in real estate. And we brought him to Bensonhurst, Brooklyn, with his wife and his kids. And he lived over there. And my wife got friendly with his wife, his sister-in-law, and people like that. And we stayed friends for a very, very long time. I proposed him to become a made guy in the Mafia, and he did become a made guy.
We've got a lot of super chats that I did not get to today and probably will not get to, but I want to end it on sending prayers, health, and healing to Nico Blair. His father is ill, and he says, can you guys pray for my father that has cancer? He's not doing too good. He's been fighting since 2012, and it looks like he's coming up to the end of his days.
Well, Nico, my prayers are for your father, but I'm sure he's welcoming death at this point. Having cancer for 13 years straight, it's probably a tremendous relief for him to end it and not feel this pain from this miserable disease. I'm sure everybody who's listening to us, we have a good family group, and everybody's probably wishing him the same thing. And that's all I could say about that. But we're all going to go sooner or later. Like I said, I'm losing my eyesight, my hearing, this, that, and the other thing. I would make a deal right now for 85, 86 if I stay healthy and go. So that's a norm, and there's nothing you could do about it. And one more thing I'll tell you, because I lost a father, mother, sisters. I mean, I lost a lot of people in my life, friends. Keep the good memories about him, not when he was suffering, but the good memories alive in your body. That will keep him alive in your mind and in your spirit. Keep all the good memories, not the part where he was suffering or in pain. Keep the good memories. That's about all I could say about that. Yes, and rest in peace for Huck. You know, he was a good man, and rest in peace for him. And coming down to do what he was going to do with me, I'm really not mad at him. That is the life. I broke the rules. He didn't. And he was ordered to come down, and he did. I'm not mad at him. That is the life.
Okay, and on that note, real quick, I see you guys in the chat. I am so sorry, you guys. I've been all over the place. Salvatore Marley, Vincent, Chris, Enzo Matrix, Sean McPeak. Hi, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in and being supportive. Prayers to Nico and his family for his father. Bossman, you want to take us out?
Okay, guys. We're going to see you next, visit. So the same thing. My prayers are with your father and everything, Nico, and everybody else who has any kind of problems. All you guys, our show is great because of you guys, and I love yous, and I feel your pain when I hear these things, and I do. I don't just talk; I feel it. So, guys, we're gonna get off now, and I want to wish you all love and respect, and adios.